I had to give him my shoe in order to order this beer. So, got the beer, gave him my shoe. It tastes of alcohol, but not what you'd expect maybe for 10.5%. I don't know, I guess that could be dangerous, right? They have funny names for a lot of their beers. This one's called Alien Love Call. And like I said, you don't have to order this monster. You can just order one of their regular beers and just look at all the other people who are walking around with one shoe on and maybe be just as entertained. I'm Brent Peterson. Welcome to Destination Eat Drink, the travel channel for foodies. I'm an American who lives in Portugal, but today we are in Ghent, Belgium. And if there's one thing about Belgium that you have to try when you come here, it's the beer. There are so many Belgian beers. I could do 1,000 videos and still not cover every single beer that they have in Belgium, but I thought we'd cover a few of them here in Ghent. If you enjoy this type of stuff, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel too. I've also got foodie guides to cities all over Portugal and Spain available at buymeacoffee.com/destinationeatdrink/extras. We are at Jan van Ghent, which I think is probably got to be a play on words of Jan van Eyck, who's the famous artist from Belgium. But you know, I'm sure that's what they're doing here. And got a couple of beers here, both on tap. Tongerlo is the name of this one. Tongerlo. Trying to do like a Portuguese pronunciation. Tongerlo would be the Dutch pronunciation. It's a nice beer. Smooth, well balanced. I think I read this beer won Beer of the Year. This is the blonde. I think this won Beer of the Year in 2012, 2014, something like that. There is some hoppiness to it, but it's balanced out with slight vanilla. So that's nice. And then this is one of the more famous ones. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've seen this in America. Chimay. This is the Chimay Blue, and this is brewed at a monastery in Belgium. And look at the gorgeous dark. I hope you can see it. It's dark in this bar, but I hope you can see it. So good. Notes of like coffee, like a porter. That is super tasty. I could definitely see drinking a few of these. Good stuff. So we're going to try a few different beers while we're here in Ghent. I mean, why not? When in Ghent, drink beer. This place is called Dulle Griet, this crazy bar, and this is a Max van Hetweest beer. Look at the size of this thing. Absolutely massive. All right, before I try it, I have to tell you this. This is the most famous beer here, although they have tons and tons, maybe hundreds and hundreds of beers to try. But this particular one is the most popular because of how cool this thing is. And because it's so popular, people were stealing these glasses. Because, I mean, how cool would it be to have this in your house and fill it with God knows how much beer fits in this thing? So what they do is, when you order this, they make you give them one of your shoes as a deposit. I had to give him my shoe in order to order this beer. So, got the beer, gave him my shoe. Don't forget to get it back. I imagine at the end of the night, if you have more than, say, 2 of these things, you might forget and walk outside with one shoe and one stocking foot. But anyway, let's give this thing a try. See, I'm afraid the glass is going to pop out of here, but I guess it's not a big deal. This is how you're supposed to drink it. You do it like this, you're a rookie. Use this as your handle. All right, truth be told, not the most interesting beer I've ever had. It's just a blonde ale and not very fascinating. But I mean, the experience is the whole deal here. I mean, look at how fun this is. And everyone's having a great time. And I'm walking around and I see all these people with one shoe and one stocking foot. It's hilarious. So it's worth the price of admission just for this. And like I said, you don't have to order this monster. You can just order one of their regular beers and just look at all the other people who are walking around with one shoe on and maybe be just as entertained. Great place, though. Atmosphere to burn. Don't know if I'm going to finish it, though. This is Graffiti Alley. This is a pretty big tourist attraction here in Ghent, and there's some interest, there's some reason to come here. There is some cool artwork, but frankly, for the most part, it's just tagging, which I don't find very unique or interesting. But if you want to see some murals, there are a couple down here. This is Dock Brewing, and this is a local craft brew house here in Ghent. They've got a ton of beers that they brew here, like 30 of them. There's so many. So we thought we'd come out here. It's a little bit outside of town. It took us a while to walk out here, and it's in an industrial park. I guess they call it dock because each of these buildings must have had docks for the factory to get their stuff out the door, I guess. I mean, these are just big cement buildings, and there's several of them throughout this old industrial area. Now it looks like it's office space. There's a brewery here. There's a government agency in here. All right, so we did a sampler rather than just getting one. I wanted to try a few. I got 4, and you can see they come in these nice little glasses. First one is called Export 13. This is a Pilsner, so of course you expect it to be crisper, dry, not sweet, and that's exactly what you get. It's a nice little beer. Not too much alcohol in there. I think it's 3.8 alcohol by volume. All right. This next one's called Alien. They have funny names for a lot of their beers. This one's called Alien Love Call, and it's a West Coast lager. But I had a sip before. It's not like your typical lager. This is very, very hoppy, very aromatic too, and a lot more alcohol content in it. I mean, packs a punch, 8% alcohol in that lager. So I got 2 dark ones as well, and this one's called Two Chefs Stout, a stout obviously, 5.5 alcohol. It's a nice example of a stout. Not as, I would say not as creamy as you'd usually get with a stout, but you're still getting those dark notes, those chocolate notes. That's nice. Usually, you know, when you have a stout, you expect it to be a little bit sweeter. This is not that. And then finally, 4 to the floor, not 4 on the floor. It's called 4 to the floor. I wonder if that's just a mistranslation or something. 4 to the floor. This is a black rye, and has aroma of coffee. So I like that. It's kind of like a porter. No real chocolate notes, mostly coffee. And lingering, lingers on the tongue a little bit, but that is tasty. That's good. So overall, I like what they're doing here at Dock. I wish I would have gotten one that was more malty. They seem like they're really focused on the hoppiness of the beers, which is nice. It's good if that's what you're into. But I like to have the other side as well, the maltiness. And there's 30 to choose from, so you can go through all of them, I guess, and find one that has more of a malt flavor in it, or just go through these. They're really good. This is Het Waterhuis en de Bierkaart, and I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it's the best I can do. This is a little beer hall right on the canal in Ghent, and they've got a great selection of beer. I got one called Golden Drank, which means golden dragon, and it's named after the dragon that's on top of the bell tower here in Ghent. This is a famous Belgian beer, mostly known for its high alcohol content. They said 10.5% on this. It tastes of alcohol, but not what you'd expect maybe for 10.5%. I don't know, I guess that could be dangerous, right? It's a dark beer, and it's nice and malty. It's not hoppy at all, which I like. I like malty beers. I prefer them over hoppy beers. That's nice. And you know, in Belgium, one of the most important things is that you get the proper glass to go with your beer. So there's all these different varieties of beers, so there's all kinds of different glasses that you're going to have. This is kind of a tulip shape, which I guess to help with the aroma. I've heard people say that there's a coffee aroma to this Golden Draak. I'm not getting it. I mean, I'm getting the maltiness, but not coffee. But anyway, the aroma's in the nose of the beholder, I guess. But this is a super chill place. You know, nice and dark, cool wooden bar, and best of all, a huge selection of beers. So highly recommended coming here. I like it. Tasty. Behind me is the bell tower of Ghent. This is one of the most famous landmarks in the whole city. And if you want to get to the top, guess what? You don't have to climb all those stairs. A lot of these bell towers in Europe, you have to climb all the way to the top. And I've climbed my fair share of bell towers in Europe, and it can be a slog to get up there, especially in summertime. But this one has an elevator to go to the top, so that's a pretty good deal, although it will cost you, I think, 11 euros to get up there. This is Beer Central in Ghent, and it is Beer Central. They have so many choices. They also have a location in Antwerp if you happen to be going there. Before I try the beer, I want to show you this. They call it the Beer Encyclopedia. Lists all the beers they have. And I mean, seriously, look at this. Pages and pages and pages and I mean, it's a book. Crazy. So many to choose from. But I knew what I wanted because I've been looking for this for a while. This is a local beer brewed here in Ghent called Groot. I guess, isn't there some, I don't watch the Marvel movies, but isn't there someone in one of the Marvel movies who's I Am Groot? Anyway, shows you how popular it is if I've even heard of it. Spelled differently, I think. Groot, G-R-U-U-T. And here's why I was really looking for this beer. This isn't brewed with hops. It's brewed with herbs. So they have a special blend of herbs. They do several different versions of it. This is the amber. You can see, amber color. Okay. It's tasty. It's very smooth. Because of the herbs, the malt comes through way more than the herbs do. But the herbs give it kind of a roundness. Like if you have an herbal tea, you notice how it's round on your tongue. There's no sharpness at all. That's kind of what this is. It's nice. So they have a few others, and one of them is a triple. So I'll bet you that one has more of a, for lack of a better term, more of a hoppy flavor. But this is super tasty. gotta say I like the Groot. So I've seen it for sale in liquor stores by the bottle. I don't think they have them on tap. Maybe if you go out to the brewery, maybe they have it. But anyway, it's been a fun video to make about beers in Ghent. I've really enjoyed it, and if you come to Belgium, definitely be trying the beers. Definitely come to Ghent and try the local beers because there's a lot of good ones here. It's mighty tasty. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, of course. And you can find my foodie travel guides at buymeacoffee.com/destinationeatdrinks/extras. I'm Brent Peterson. I do videos like this every week on food and travel. We're off to Lille, France next. I think we're going to be eating some cheese there. But for now, cheers from Ghent. I'll see you down the road.